Certain parts of Echoes of the Eye can be intense for some players. If they become an obstacle to your enjoyment of Outer Wilds, a reduced frights option is available in the gameplay menu. Okay. That's a choice. There it is, fading in. Well, this is gonna be a trip, isn't it? It's time to return to Outer Wilds at last. Send us all 22 minutes into the past. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. How do you actually start the DLC? This is fucking... This was such a good game. And we're back. And I'm happy to be back. I'm not really sure how this works exactly, but I'm happy to be back in Outer Wilds, a game I don't really remember how to play. But what I did do is I launched into the game, and I read my ship's computers, and tried to read all of it, and try to remember that. But we'll see how it's, you know, it's hard to process all that information on the fly like that necessarily. But I made an attempt, and we'll see if any of that context matters, or if, I mean, I'm sure it will to some extent. What I do need to know is how to play the game again, because I have not played this game since 2019, which is a bit of an iffy thing, having a story expansion to something like that. Dealing with a little bit of that with both of my favorite games of 2019, Disco Elysium and Outer Wilds, both of which slowly added... Not slowly, but they both added content years later, and I'm like, ah, shit, I want to know all of it, but also... just having more game in the first place is always favorable to DLC later, just because of the continuity of the experience. It always makes me wish that I had just been late to the party instead, so I could just experience it all in one package. That's our pilot. Ready to get this beauty off the ground? You're lucky I'm in a time loop, otherwise I'd be super dead. And you're lucky I don't have you grounded for medical reasons, because I have no idea what you're talking about. Let's head on up then, huh? So we're playing a DLC called Echoes of the Eye, which funnily enough I think has further muddied up the waters on certain things by having it be, in part, written by somebody who wrote, Outer Worlds. So now one writer has worked on Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds, and it's very funny. I guess I just... There's a few changes that I noticed, which is that, like, when I was in the settings, I noticed that they made time pausing in menus the default now. So I'm just gonna... Originally I didn't use it because I took it as basically being an accessibility feature, but not necessarily the intended experience, but now it just... is on by default, so I guess it is the intended experience at this point, although they changed their mind. Now my current question is, where does the Echoes of the Eye begin, exactly? Ah, the music's cutting in. I'm on my way to the museum, because I just had to look into what the hook is for this DLC, because I'm like, I can't just wander aimlessly. The computer wasn't gonna really hint me to the right spot. Here we are. New exhibit. The radio tower here on Timber Hearth was built to receive transmissions from our deep space satellite, and to this day still houses the first ever photos taken of the entire solar system. These photos were made possible by the deep space satellite's unusual vertical orbit that carries it high above and below the plane of the solar system. Thanks to a recent upgrade, the deep space satellite is now responsible for generating real-time solar system map used by our newest astronauts. Let's look into the radio tower then. I believe everything else here was here before. Yeah, everything else rings as familiar. The eye of the universe. This is where I should point out, if you are starting here, you should not start here. Go back to my original Outer Wilds playthrough and experience the rest of the game. From what I've generally heard, this DLC is best experienced after the rest of the game. But also, I am commentating from the perspective of somebody who has beaten the entire original game, admittedly 2 years ago, so mixed results on memory, but I am not going to be avoiding spoilers of the main game by any means, because the whole point of this entire game is the continual discovery process, learning how the world works, not only learning like the story and the history and like the mysteries and so on, but also like learning things about how the world and the game works that you can never unlearn. So actually what I recommend is playing the game and its DLC yourself, because just watching it will spoil it in ways that where you lose part of the whole point of being able to play it. So it is your choice at that point. But of all the options that are available, the worst option is only watching it and starting at the DLC. That's just... At least start at the beginning if you missed it the first time around. Here we go. See if I can remember how to do this. Hello, I'm in space. Hello, space, I'm Dad. Nope. This is such a small planet, so traveling on it gets weird. Let's just go around it for a bit and try to spot a radio tower. This place isn't so big. I bet the radio tower points me at the, hello there. Those are some of the weird old ruins. I'm betting the radio tower will point me at where the satellite currently is, but I'm sure that previously missable, and it probably didn't exist before, satellite is probably the primary thing we want to look into to start discovering what they've added. This is a deceptively large planet. It looks so small, and yet it feels like it's scrolling an impossible amount. Like I'm just seeing more and more than should be possible. It reminds me of like the weird scrolling world in a like Deathspank and I've made a grave mistake. And Animal Crossing. Oh, there you are. You were way closer to where I started. Sup? Unidentified signal nearby. How do I jetpack? Isn't it just the A button? Whoa! There's the interloper. Yep, and there's the new ring around the outside. This feels like something's wrong, because I'm pretty sure the movement said... Yeah, jetpack boost is A. Like, no amount of A-ing is making me jetpack. Oh well, I'll just, I believe there was like an automated one. Jetpack auto boost, will that fix it? I don't know. I can't get the jetpack to work, that's kind of a problem. I'll have to troubleshoot that after whatever's here. Satellite angle 248. Different perspectives. This here, it's aligned with the disk of the solar system. Bodies in motion. Sup? Somebody found the satellite. Which one is that? Oh man. Feldspar, Chert, Rebic. Gabbro, I think that's the names available. And we're recording. It's been 2 days since the launch of the deep space satellite, and I'm about to view the first batch of photos. Let the record show that on this historic day, Outer Wilds Ventures has... Ah! They're printing, here they come! Stars above with you, look at that. There's Brittle Hollow, and look there, that's Hollow's lantern. And there's Giant's Deep, and the Quantum Moon. I'm speechless, completely speechless. Every single astral body in our magnificent solar system, looking stunning from every angle in each of these 3 images, and in color no less. Now this is art. I could stare at these photos forever. Doesn't Timber Hearth look tiny from... Hold on. What is that? That can't be right. That's not even possible. Am I interpreting this photo correctly? What's even stranger is it doesn't show up in either of the other photos, just this one. Well, there must have been an equipment malfunction, I suppose. Only sensible explanation for it. I'll radio Gabbro and ask him to go examine the satellite's lens for defects. That was Gabbro in the picture, probably. So that's the it's the water planet. That's the Bramble. That's the interloper. The twins. I think that's us. That's Brittle Hollow, I think. There's an orange spot. That's in the other ones. Twins, water. The water planet has a moon. No, it doesn't. There, it's the Quantum Moon. So that's the Quantum Moon. It's here. Then it's on the water planet. It's interloper. There's like a flare, right? There's a planet here, but it's just like... Which one could that be? Is that Brittle Hollow? It looks like Brittle Hollow. There's no Brittle Hollow here, right? Or that's Brittle Hollow and that's our planet? They're hard to tell at that scale, but the 2 planets that I'm mixing up with each other because they're low res are both there. Alright, so one of these has something that's not in the other ones. The Quantum Moon is on the twins now. It is funny how this is like a chance to recognize this, because if this is integrated into the main game, you'd have a chance to realize, what the fuck, that moon's moving around. Hang on, what's that? Is that a moon that's eclipsing... a planet that's eclipsing the sun? Water planet's down there. That's Timber Hearth, I think is what it's called. And that's Brittle Hollow, so that's the Bramble twins. It has to be that one, right? There's nothing else that big. Let's just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not counting the comet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there is one more planet than there's supposed to be, so there must be this eclipsing planet right here. I was briefly worried that it might just be too close to the, like it might just be too close to the screen. But that doesn't make sense either, because it's a disk. It's a solar system, and they're all fanned out. This is closer to the camera than the sun is. So there's our new planet. 137, 40 degrees. Yeah, he checked out the lens as expected. So somewhere out there is a planet we haven't seen before. I like how they're maintaining the plausible deniability that, like, it was there all along, guys, even before we made the DLC. And it's completely in line with this game and how it handles these things where you learn some kind of new rule or whatever the hell's going on, like the moon. And so there's got to be some way of finding this planet. Is that it? That's the Ash Twins. They're literally bigger with my... It's actually really funny that they're bigger with my eyes than they are on the the photo that's supposed to be like usually photos of stuff in space is like so much bigger than normal, and it's like, all right. I think that might be the storm planet. Does it move when I look away? No. Planet back there. Let's see. There's the interloper. How incredible is it that you can just look around in the sky and just see the stuff? There's that's a exploding sun out there, basically, is what those were. What? Oh no, that's our moon. That's why it's so close. Okay. And yeah, now we're seeing it more. That's the storm planet for sure. Yeah, it's interloper. That's pretty close. Oh, there's way out there in the background. You can see the Briar. Yeah, there's like there's a campfire on that, so that's definitely just the moon. That's just our moon. That's why it looks so big from here. But that does not explain the dark spot in the photo, because that was way further away. There's like a black hole there. Is that the station? Like a distortion in that direction. Okay. Unidentified frequency. There. How do I... Can I lock onto the frequency? I'm trying to remember if you can lock onto frequencies in this game. So I've kind of just got to point out that way and go. We'll see if I can find it when I'm out there. Sorry if I'm just making a huge gaffe because I don't remember how to play the game or something. I'm trying. But I'm like, how do I track this thing? There's something out here. Presumably out in deep space. But I can't include the thing I haven't found before on my list of these guys. I don't know if I'm even going the right way anymore. Returning to solar system. What is that? No, I think that red thing is just... It's just the brittle hollow? The brittle hollow. Do I have to specifically use it outside of this thing? Is that what I have to do? Do I have to lock on via the map? There we go. It's hard. It's not like riding a bike. This game's not like riding a bike at all. It takes some inertia to getting back into knowing how to play it. Let's get us over there. How big is it? Pretty much every time I look at it, it just looks like a tiny little red dot. How big is it? Undershot target. Then I guess I'll just have to chase it down. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. We can do this. The indicators are helpful. It's getting away still, though. This is hard. Fix it for me, autopilot. I'm sorry I doubted you. I definitely can't seem to do it myself either. Oh yeah, we're in the last kilometer. Oh, I can see it. Oh, oh, it's really small. Oh god, is it smaller than me? Can I just? Okay, there's like a hold A to geosynchronous, right? Oops. Look, it's a picture of me. Bring you back here. Okay. Left bumper plus right stick will roll me. Oh, I think I just hit it. Maybe. Or not, I don't know. Whatever. Let's just do what I was doing. I was trying to orient myself so that the bottom of my ship would be facing it. Oh man, I totally fucked up, didn't I? Now it's just spinning. Okay, I'm in my suit already. I don't want to go into space. Oh shit, really? I had this much trouble, huh? Come on. Come on, buddy. I need you to stop spinning. I really fucked this up, didn't I? The universe is ending. Okay. Nope. Nope. This playthrough's off to a start. A kind of a start. What a fucking train wreck. When I decided to get out of my ship and go back to the museum to investigate how to start the DLC, I couldn't figure out how to start my jetpack in my spacesuit, so I jumped off the cliff and died. Like, there's even off-camera train wrecks with me just trying to get back on track. Okay. Well, things could have started better, but at least now I know how to lock onto a planet, lock onto a thing and go to it. So at least there's that. Editing this is going to be a process. There it is. New node. A radio tower designed to receive photos taken from the deep space satellite. There are several photos of the entire solar system hanging on the walls. Hornfels noticed something strange in one of the photos, but concluded equipment malfunction was the only sensible explanation. Let's actually take another visit to that place. So I realized that one of the things I probably want to look into is, oh god, careful. Oh, yep. Alright, fucked up my vehicle immediately. Good start. So it's just right here. Where's the damage on this thing? I can't really get much higher. Don't know where that is. It's worth checking real quick. 40 degrees. That's probably something we want to know. Because yeah, that's one thing I didn't keep track of, is I was all like, oh wow, I solved it, I get what's going on. I guess I should find that satellite. But this is worth knowing. 40 degrees. Because that's the angle the satellite's at when it sees the thing. That's the best we have to go on. Hello. A chill spot. Despite my checking on them at least 1,000 times over, the images are still not ready to print over in the radio tower. Well, it's like they say, a watched satellite never transmits data. It's a little joke for you, journal. No one says that. Someday, I'll have to study the mechanics of how time manages to slow to a syrupy crawl whenever I'm anticipating something. In the meantime, I've turned to Gabbro, our resident expert in leisurely whiling away the hours, who recommends the following. Gabbro's 3 foolproof steps for dozing off. Light a nice, cozy campfire and get comfortable. Gaze deeply into the serene warmth. Let time begin to slip away as you allow the flames to lull you into a peaceful slumber. If Gabbro knew I'd taken notes, they'd probably think I've finally cracked, but I refuse to accept sass from an astronaut who deliberately burns their marshmallows. I just like them, they're like crunchy that way. The carcinogens are the point. No! Eat. Yes. So there's a doze off button. Okay. So it's like a little Majora's Mask stuff going on. They started introducing the ability to control what time it is. I'll have to keep this radio... I'll have to keep in mind that there's an unidentified signal around here. Just in case that ends up mattering. Just in case it turns out to not be the thing I'm looking for already, basically. Ah. There we go. No. I can't look at the satellite. Help? It disappears when I zoom in on it. That's not what I want. Why is it so hard to highlight? We're just about there. Oh, no, 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 not again. Okay. Gonna be really hard to look at it if it's spinning. Okay. Oh, yep, my internal gravity is broken from when I hit the thing. Oh, there it is. I was trying to figure out where to fix you. You're on the inside. Okay, well, there's that now. At least there's that. Alright, once you're, like, added to my shit, you'll at least be on my journal, which will be useful. God, I do not like being in open space. It's a terrifying idea. What's that? I might have knocked this away before. Gabbro here. Checking in on the deep space satellite per ground control's request to check out a possible equipment problem. See, Hornfells, I do too work. You know, I wouldn't mind being a satellite. It's peaceful out here, among the distant stars and the soft, velvety darkness, but it's awful nice for naps, too. Oh, right, the lens. Alright, little satellite, let's see what the trouble is. Huh. Everything looks A-okay. Ground control. No dust or scratches on the lens, and no evidence of sparking or violent explosions. Guess that rules out an equipment malfunction after all. Hear that, pal? You're in great shape. Keep up the good work out here. Camera. Okay. I do not want to float away. I don't know why I called myself camera, but... Ah! I fired my scout on accident and it knocked me backwards and that was scary. I'm trying to figure out... Okay. Being free-floating in space is unnerving. Okay. There you go. Left bumper plus joystick is rotate. I think I'm too late. I guess I just gotta go for it, like, immediately, right? Just saying, waiting for that thing to reach all the way around to 365 degrees, then back around to 40. It was at 80, so yeah, it was going to be about 320 degrees, I think, is going to be how long we had to wait. That is a long time. We'd probably be staring down the barrel of the next loop by then. You gotta get there early. Maybe my signal scope will pick up on a signal. That's usually how we find things that we haven't been to before. Yeah, it's such a tiny red dot that you could totally believe that it was in the game before and you just never noticed it. Okay, velocity matched. And my suit's on, not forgetting this time. We have not spaced myself to death yet. But you know, don't hold your breath. Ha! Please sync up. Okay, 22 degrees. $24. D-space satellite. So now that's on our list of things. So that's good. Deep space radio. 28. Quantum fluctuations. Maybe. There's definitely always some quantum shit going on in general. 31. We're getting there. 34. What should I look for? Distress beacon? Okay, there's the quantum moon over there, but that's not my concern. 37. Oh. What are you? How do I get in? No! No! Okay. No, not that. Okay. Where's the sun? Where am I facing? Ha! Fuck it, let's just crash into it. Maybe there's a way to like lock onto it or like notice it or something from there, but I don't know if this, I don't remember if the signal scope could do that or what. I don't remember the rules. But I know that it's, I know that I can see it, so I can probably just hit it with my ship. I'm probably going too fast. Okay, as long as I keep it between me and the sun, I'll be able to keep track of where it is. Fuck. Fuck. It's exactly what I didn't want to do. Oh, I went too far. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, there it is, yeah. Okay. What fucked me up is I think I couldn't lock onto it, but I also didn't want to crash and die. Yeah, I can only see the sun. Is it a... Because I assume it's a planet, so I was afraid of crashing straight into it, so I kind of shot off to the side. I was going too fast, though. Let's try to center it as best as we can. Because my fear is I don't want to be going too fast, but I can't lock onto it. Shit. I can't see how close it is or how fast I'm moving. Oh. What the fuck?